Hello, I'm Ethan Wells. Before discussing the case study, I just want to say that this has been an exceptional experience for me. I'm very excited to be done, but I'm certainly going to miss being a learner and discussing the most important topics in athletic administration with all of you. Thank you for your hard work, and I've certainly learned a lot, and it's made me better in my pursuit to become an athletic administrator. So to get to the case study, I I explored how to reform Division One athletics. More specifically, my case study focused on the issues of the academic imbalance and the trend of commercialization in Division One athletics. Sports at the collegiate level is a multi-organizational field, and in order to reform college sports, there must be a coordination between a variety of governing bodies, including the institution itself, athletic departments, athletic conferences, the NCAA, sports media organizations, merchandising companies, as well as boosters, both public and private. The solutions I offer here in this case study have been referenced as well from reformists and will help restore the balance between academics and athletics and redefine amateurism and the now diluted meaning of the term student athlete. In this case study, I'll also reference the Knight Commission on Intercollegiate Athletics and identify this group as a reformist group. The Knight Commission was formed by John and James Knight in 1989 in response to more than a decade of highly visible scandals in college sports. The commission has worked to ensure that collegiate athletic programs operate within the educational mission of their colleges and universities. So in order to play a role in helping restore the balance between athletics and academics in Division I sports, one must address the threats to a sustainable collegiate athletic system. Conflict has surfaced between the core mission of colleges and universities and the commercial values that are now so prevalent in Division I athletics. The pursuit of television contracts and the quest to win championships have destabilized academic and athletic programs. The general belief is that devoting more dollars to sports programs leads to greater athletic success and thus to greater revenues. Through my research, I found that only 20 to 30 athletic programs in the nation generate enough revenue to stand alone, and others count on funds allocated by the educational sector of their institution to stay afloat. So no matter the size of the athletic department's budget, expenditures have been rising much faster than their revenue has. Thus, subsidies provided by institutions' academic funds are growing larger and larger. One stat that I was surprised to read was that the median athletics spending per athlete ranges from 4 to 11 times more than the general student body, as cited by the Knight Commission. Such lavish spending is the result of the institution's attempt to keep up with the athletics arm race, both in the facilities and equipment sector and the hiring of celebrity coaches. The looming question is, what will happen to athletic departments and their universities if the business model of big-time intercollegiate athletics persists in its current form? The likely scenario is that the increase in subsidies at the cost of the academic programs will result in higher mandatory athletics fees for all students and a reduction of sports offerings, dropping those teams that are not generating revenue, likely volleyball, field hockey, track and field, etc. Those that do generate revenue, obviously, are football, men's basketball. So based on the statistical trends, the Knight Commission points out that some athletics budgets may exceed $250 million, a quarter of $1 billion by 2020, which we're not that far away from. Moving on, the commercialization and exploitation of student athletes. Gerald Turner, the co-chairman of the Knight Commission, stated, "We continue to believe that universities need to treat athletes fairly and equitably, and for third parties to use them in commercial products and advertisements violates that policy. Past and present student athletes receive no compensation for the use of their images or likeness in television advertisements, video games, or on apparel. In the college sports reform movement, framing the edutainment industry article written by Benford in 2007, Benford explains, colleges that recruit young men with the expressed objective of educating them have no such intention. Colleges rob athletes, first by not educating them, and second by not sharing with them a portion of the money that they bring into college budgets. Compensating a student athlete for his or her image or likeness is essentially the pay-for-play debate. And this idea, as it reads in all NCAA manuals, not only the Division I, but 2 and 3, infringes on the definition of amateurism. Having detailed how the trend of spending in Division I athletics has skyrocketed, it's difficult to imagine a free agency model that may be the result of compensating collegiate athletes. What little connection athletics has with academics at the Division I institutions would be lost forever. The proposed solutions I've come up with relate to the academic and the commercialization of sport. The correlation between both of those issues is strong, and the focus of the movement should be on those issues. I propose solutions to be adopted first at the institutional level and in an effort to restore the balance between academics and athletics. First, athletic administrators must implement greater transparency. They must make academic values the priority, and they must treat collegiate athletes as students first and foremost. The governing conferences should require the availability of clear and comparable financial data to hold its athletic programs accountable in the expenditure of the institution. Each college and university must take pride in its student-athlete academic standards and institute a policy that each athletic team graduate at least 90% of its athletes, up from the NCAA average rate of 82%. The NCAA and the athletics industry as a whole is estimated to have an economic impact of between $200 and $560 billion. As cited by the Knight Commission, they, meaning the NCAA member institutions, exist because satisfying the need for a particular type of service is profitable. The Knight Commission has also recommended that revenue sharing systems and tournament slots be distributed based on academic success. Now, I don't agree with that. One reason being that the 2015 and the 2016 college football championship game set a television record for ratings, much to the credit of the teams involved. So to me, it's unrealistic to think that the NCAA will turn away from a system that has had so much success and an astonishing economic impact. Lastly, athletic administrators should treat student athletes, as the term has ordered them, students first. What's difficult here is that Division I institutions act as a farm system for professional sports teams, especially the NFL and the NBA. And some student athletes participate only for the exposure rather than the education. I'm not convinced that any financial reform will succeed because of all of the market forces that are linking student athletes to professional sports. Moving on to solutions to solve the commercialization debate. There are two solutions that I came up with. They're pretty black and white. One, the NCAA must restructure its policy and consider providing some compensation for the use of student athletes' likeness in commercial products. Or, the second solution is that the NCAA must prohibit its commercial marketing strategy. Now, the latter seems almost unimaginable because of the amount of revenue generated by commercial funding, like I just pointed out. It's the popular belief that a free education and the opportunity to be showcased for professional sporting teams on a national stage is enough in exchange. But if commercial enterprises go further in utilizing a student athlete's image to market a product, that student athlete deserves some amount of compensation. To solve this issue, I suggested that a trust fund be created for each student athlete whose image or likeness was used at some point during their collegiate career in a commercial product And these funds, this trust fund, can only be retrieved by the student athlete upon graduation or leaving for a professional sports league. So there you have it. That's how we as athletic administrators should reform Division I athletics. Thank you for a great 2 years, and I look forward to keeping in touch with everyone, and I wish all of you the best and a successful career. Thank you.